Hi, this is Ben Proco with the Brick House Triathlon, Duathlon, and 5K. This is an off-road event, but an easy off-road event. We're going to cover how parking, some of the race logistics on that morning will work out for you. So, go through this video, check everything out, and then if you have any questions after that, try to let us know earlier in the week so we can address those as opposed to like the night before when it gets a little bit crazy for us, or even the day before. So let's go ahead and start with parking. You're going to come up from, if you're coming from Houston, you're probably going to be on 362 this way, and possibly from Bryan College Station, Conroe, you might be coming the other way. We'll have something marked here to let you know this is the race entrance. And then when you come in, if there's cones set up, you're going to want to stay to the left side of those cones. It'll kind of force you over that way, but there could be bikers warming up on the road at that time. Sprint racers, when you leave, you'll be then staying to the right side of those cones so the bikers can be on the side that they need to be on. Once you park, it's a little not long, but there's a nice hill right here. You'll get to see it's part of the bike course, and you'll just have to go up that and then show you a little bit more here in just a second. And this is a little bit closer to zoom in, kind of how the bike course goes around the parking area, and that way it keeps everyone separate. We'll have someone here most likely to help guide you out, and also someone at the front gate to keep it from having two-way traffic. There is room to pull over to the right to let another car by, but there really shouldn't be much of any two-way traffic because of this being just a private driveway. There's not going to be a lot of in and out at really any point. Everyone should either be in or everyone's going out. The biggest thing is when the sprint racers finish up, the 5-hour race will still be going on. And then on the bike course, just to let you know, we do have green flagging. If you pre-rode, we just have that green flagging out, and probably if you pre-ride Friday or Saturday, there might just be the green flagging, but as we go, we'll start coning this off and making it very evident where your bike course goes. So don't worry about that if you've only seen very sparse green flagging. Again, we're on someone's property here, so we try not to leave all of our race stuff up for a whole week and make it look like a crime scene with a whole bunch of yellow tape everywhere. Here's kind of a general where's everything at, and a little bit of how the finishing flow works. You'll be coming up from here, from where you're parking, and then this will be where you need to pick up your packet if you've selected that. A lot of you have selected that. It says timing chips. We might actually have the timing chips with you in your packet pickup, so don't forget that race morning. But if something does happen, this is also the place to go to let us know, see if we can help you out, whether you forget a swim cap or if you do forget your chip. We should have some extras there, but just try not to forget your chip. That just makes life easier for everyone. Here's your transition, a little bit of flow here. Bike in and out is this way. For right now, that could always change. It just depends on when we're setting up. If sometimes things change, and but we'll have it well marked if it does. Right here, I really like this to show kind of how you finish up. This is the run, and remember, we have several different races going on. So if you're a 5K, you're going to take a left here and go to the finish. If you're a duathlon first run, you're going to go around here. Also, this is where you're going to go around if you're the 5-hour race, back into transition from the top. And then it goes all the way through to where the bike portion is, so it's going to be going through that way, and you'll have a better shot there. We'll try to have the porta cans right there. That's our initial plan. Again, things can change if for some reason we get a ton of rain right before when they deliver them. This section can kind of get muddy here, so sometimes we'll put them somewhere else, but we'll let you know where they're at. But that's the initial goal right there, to have them set up. This is how the 5-hour race works. I'll do a little separate video on explaining this because it takes about 5 minutes to just do that or so. But if you've read through, it is in the description, but I'll just go through it at another time. All right, swim course. Here's for the 5-hour swim course. You're going to start over here. This section over here will kind of have a little warm-up area. There's a dock right here. So this will give everyone a chance if you want to get in the water. It was pretty cool this weekend, so you might want to get a chance to just get in there, get wet, see how it feels, and then we'll pull everyone out for the starts. The 5 hour, you have a 2-lap swim. It is kind of like 1 3/4 laps. So you'll start, go around, and those will probably be yellow buoys that we're going around. So you'll pass the swim exit the first time, and then you kind of start what's your second lap here, going all the way around again, and then exiting here. So it's kind of like a 3/4 lap and then a full lap, and then you exit and then go into transition. And everyone will start at the same time for that. Sprint try, you'll be going off before everyone, so you don't have to worry about having like the 5-hour racers swimming and going around there. We wanted to kind of start with the 5-hour racers, but just logistically it works better to start with the sprint. You'll simply go here and make a sharp turn. It will not be a green buoy. We don't have any green buoys, but it will be something different there to denote there, whether we tie 2 buoys together or something there. It makes that turn easy to see. These are the wave starts. Wave 1 is the sprint wave male athletes. That's also when the 5K will start. Wave 2 is 7:55 with female sprint athletes. That's also when all duathletes start. And then at 8 o'clock, every 5-hour racer will start. And part of the reason for that is to make the cutoff time very easy for us to follow. Transition layout. After talking with a timer, he kind of wanted to change things. I had a different transition set up as far as a different swim in, but then he decided it would work a little bit better to have the same swim in and run out. So you'll be coming in from the swim this way, and then you'll have to go this way around for the sprint, this way around for the 5-hour. Oh, we go there. And then you'll go on your bike out, and then here's your bike in, go to your side. And the reason I'm going to have something here, because that keeps the distance everyone travels the same, whether you're racked here or here, anywhere there, it's going to be relatively the same distance. And that's I think it's a really big deal for the 5-hour racers, because some people might be getting 7 laps in, meaning they're going back and forth through here. And I say we're trying to keep it as fair as possible. So that's kind of how that transition layout is. Here's the bike course. I do a separate bike course talk, so I'll let you kind of listen to that video, but this is essentially the bike course here. The run course. Pretty easy, mostly very wide trails, just going out and around the lake. We've got a water station here. You actually merge with the bike course for a second. It's a downhill section there. You can see that's actually right here for them. They're going to keep on going straight while you break off this way, go down, and then you get to make this little fun climb. I'm sure I'll hear it from some of you when you're coming into transition after your run about that. Joins on with the bike course again and gets super wide here, and actually this section is just slightly uphill, and you'll see people running just as fast as the bikes, which kind of I like to sometimes hang out there just to kind of check that out. You come around here, this is where you kind of have to pay attention. The run course splits off to the right, and it's actually a little bit bigger deal for the bike because it goes off to the left here and then doubles back on itself, going back up towards transition, and that's for the bike course. For this run, you just follow along the shoreline here, and you either go up to the finish or around the transition, depending on what race you have. 5K, you're going to start here where the duathlon and everything starts, but you're going to go against the flow of the normal run course. But you won't have to worry because no one will be on the run at that time because everything will just be starting on the swim. You'll come into woods. A lot of cool single track through here. I just kind of zigzagged this to get the distance, but it is kind of neat how it goes through there, winds through, and then you come back out. And some of you might be joining along with the duathlon run because they start 5 and 10 minutes after you. So if you can get in a little bit over a mile, like about 1.25 miles in 10 minutes, you'll be joining in with the 5-hour run race or duathlon start. And then you just follow the run course at that point. Here's some of our sponsors and a lot of special thanks here. I'll type up a little bit more of an email about how they've all contributed. They're just, we really need sponsors to help make these events happen, especially these smaller events, more intimate events where there's just not like major corporations throwing money at us. And most of their sponsorships here are in the form of promoting or small things like Good Times Running Company provided the race bibs that you have. Bike World's going to have a mechanic there at least in the morning, maybe throughout the rest of the day to help you with anything you might have. You know, and like you got like the extreme tries over here with Aaron Pallion. You know, if you're doing this 5-hour race, you should really look at some of these races. These are kind of iron distance events, or very close to it, but with much more challenging courses. I really like these. These are really the heart and soul of like how triathlon started. So it's kind of nice to have events to do at Huntsville Hammer is an event actually next weekend after ours. My wife and I will be planning to do that one. And then the Bayou City Race Series, you know, great local events here. And really, again, that's where how triathlon was really meant. It was meant as a, you know, a challenge, a fun thing, not really just the Ironman per se, but doing something different. And these Bayou City races are just great local races you should really check out. Some of the frequently asked questions I'm going to hit here just a little bit. Why is it called the Brick House? When Oil Man was canceled, I wanted to put on a longer race, and just logistically the best way to do that was having a certain cutoff time and then just switching back and forth between events. Kind of like how an endurance mountain bike race works, where some of them will have like a 6-hour limit. You just try to get as many laps. This is essentially the same thing. When you combine two sports in a triathlon in one workout, it's called a brick. So I was thinking like, oh, it's kind of like just building a brick house. We're just doing layering the bricks on top of one another, trying to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps, whatever you get. So that's where that name came from. Will it be wetsuit legal? I've already getting this question a lot. We won't 100% know until really the race morning. We'll take the temperature the day before, but with how the weather normally is in late October, it's most likely going to be wetsuit legal. So make sure you have it. Best bike to use. I cover that a little bit more in the bike talk. How the 5-hour race works. Again, I'll go over that a little bit more with a separate video. You don't have to go the entire 5 hours for the 5-hour race. If you do one lap, you're a finisher, and it goes by how many laps you get at first. So even if you only go 3 hours and you have 5 laps, and someone else in your age group does 4 laps and they take the full 5 hours, you got more laps than them, so you're still ahead of them. Pedals, standard or clip-in, that's a really tough debate as well. That kind of goes whatever you're most comfortable with. And then nutrition. Oh, sorry, let me go back to the pedals. Because it's not a very technical course, I kind of gravitate towards just having regular pedals on, or a nice wide pedal base, just to make those, especially for the 5-hour, possibly to make those quick transitions. But again, it's kind of up to you. It's something you probably want to try out, but it's not going to make a big deal one way or the other. And then nutrition. Sprint, you really shouldn't need to take much of any nutrition during the race. It's a short enough race, but if you have something like a gel or something you want to take, that's fine. 5-hour, I would kind of listen to some of those recommendations we had on Hammer Nutrition that we posted on our Facebook page. So that's kind of what I would look at there. Also, we'll try to have some a little bit more help, and I'll go over that in the 5-hour talk on how that works in just a little bit here. So thanks for joining me. I know that seemed like I was really rushing through it, and some of the things I did kind of skip over, but there will be a separate video for those explaining that. I just wanted to really try to keep this one under 15 minutes. So if there are any other questions, just let me know, and I say try to get it done earlier in the week. And other than that, we look forward to seeing you out at the event. Thanks.